G'day guys, welcome back. Before I get started today, I just want to have a little chat to you about the cool blue that I've been using. That's been splitting. I guess you hopefully have been listening to my videos. So it's the Global Cool Blue. It's a transparent. Now the thing I noticed today when I opened this new bottle is that it seems to be thicker. I'm going to just put a little test and see how we go. I just felt that it mixed up thicker. Now this is the old one. I'm just going to get a blob about that size. That's about all I can fit on there. Just going to drop it onto there. Now this one, I'll just have to pour a little bit, move that over, just pour a little bit out so I can actually get to it. So it sits much higher up on the stick. It's not plopping down as much. Probably need to get a little bit more actually. Oops, seems to be sitting a lot higher up on the stick. Okay, now I'm going to just come up and show you. So the one on the left, I'll tip it a little bit so that you can see, has kind of gone a bit flatter. And obviously the one on the right is holding its shape. If I tip them right back, this one has spread a lot and it's gone quite thin. The other one has spread too, but it stayed in its little blob. Look at that. So I'm feeling confident that maybe the people at Global have been listening to us and have changed their cool blue. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to see if it's made any difference at all. I'm really hoping it has, because I love the cool blue and I make a lot of colours from the cool blue. I make dioxazine purple, I make navy, I make plum, all these beautiful colours that I love. Okay. So I've got a white, I've got my deep space, my navy, and then I've got shrimp and peacock, which is a light turquoise. With the white actually seemed to be much thicker as well. So I have heard from a reliable source that the paints were changed. I think he said it was about April. The new sort of recipe, I guess, has been coming through. The white I've noticed is a lot thicker. I've mixed my paint 50% pouring medium to 50% paint, except for the white. I always go 10 grams less of the white. So in here I've got 60 grams of pouring medium and 50 grams of paint. 60 grams and 60 grams, 60 grams and 60 grams, 60 grams and 60 grams. That's 2 ounces is 60 grams. The other thing I need to tell you about is I'm trying out Liquitex Flow Aid. You just mix this in with your water. So you know when I do my 70% glue and 30% water? Well, in the 30% water, there's a little bit of this Flow Aid. I just do it 10 parts water to 1 part Flow Aid. And I've made up a big bottle of it. Thinning mix, 10 parts water, 1 part Flow Aid, and I'm using that with my glue mix. And we'll see if that just helps the paint. It's kind of acts like a binder. All right, so I've been talking enough. Let's get on to pouring. I forgot my cup. I'm just going to do the one big flip cup. I've really been enjoying doing these one flips, so I'm just going to spray it with my silicone spray in there. Oh, slippery gloves. Spray that. wipe out the excess. Remember to wipe out the excess, don't just leave it in there. You'll get way too many little baby cells. So give that a good wipe. Okay, I think I've told you everything that I need to tell you. Spot on treadmill silicone, 4 cells, and I'm going to put in 5 drops. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I've only got, oh, I think 6 went in. I've only got the 4 colours today, and I don't usually put any in the white, so I'm just doing 5. Now these paints are thicker. I haven't thinned them down with any water, well, you know, except for what was in my pouring medium. I haven't thinned them out anymore. Normally with the cool blue I have to add like 1.5 parts paint to 1 part pouring medium, but I haven't had to do that today. It's nice and thick and creamy. So in the past I would never have had it this thick. It would have split. It may still split, look, I don't know, but I'm just looking on the positive side today and just seeing if maybe things have changed. So excited to see what's going to happen. And I've just divided these 2 blues with my shrimp. Didn't want the 2 blues next to each other, although the second layer I may. What I'll do is I'll just change it up a little bit. I'll put a little bit of the navy next to the turquoise, and then I'll go with the white. And then, do I want that next to the white? No, I don't want that next to the white because that's too opaques next to each other. Getting all out of order now, aren't I? Never mind. I'm just trying to go semi-transparent and opaque. The navy is a transparent, so it will be nice between those 2. Let's just start again with these, with this order. I lost track of all the order there. So yeah, I just didn't want the 2 opaques next to each other. Now this plastic cup, it holds 540 mils. Not sure what that is in grams, but I've worked out that I can pretty much have a full cup of this. I did make up 500 grams of mixed paint because I did 60 grams of pouring medium and 60 grams of paint, which is 120, and then I had 4 cups, so close enough to 500. Methinks. Tiny little bit of paint left in the bottom if I need any for my corners. Oh, doesn't that look pretty? All those layers. Okay, now because it's just 1 cup, I can just do that and flip it over. Drew my little corners in with my texter so that I know where to put it back again to keep it in frame for you. Okay, so white, and as I said, that's the thicker white that's come through. Peacock is the turquoise with white. My deep space that I make with the cool blue and a bit of black and a touch of green, because the cool blue throws purple, so I have to combat that with a little bit of green. And shrimp, which is a pale terracotta colour. All right, now I want to do this, but I don't want to do this. I've been waiting so long to hopefully overcome that splitting issue. I'm a bit nervous. I'm hoping that it's going to work. Now the paint hasn't had to drop down very far because there's only that much from the top, so it's ready to go. So I'm just going to flip this over. Let it all come out. No, I don't think I'm going to. Will I, won't I? No, I'm not going to. You know, I put the paint on the corners and then I don't like it because it's like a little stripe just there, whereas this is all beautiful and blurred background, and then I get this stripe. All right, let's have a look for any telltale signs of splitting. I don't see anything just yet, but it's early days. And I'm just going to put a little bit of paint here to stretch it out just a touch, and then I'll torch it. I need to go and get some new butane today. My cans are pretty empty. Oh, maybe not today. I have to go to the hairdresser today. Day off. Hairdresser, groceries, all those things that we have to do when we have a day off work. But I thought I'll get a pour in this morning before I get started on all those chores for today. Gotta have some time to myself, don't I, on my day off? Can't all be work. Alright, now I don't want to over torch. I've got these little peachy coloured or terracotta cells coming through here, which are really pretty. Come on, torch, you can do it. He's struggling a bit because he's getting low on fuel. I'll turn him up a touch. That's alright. I'd rather take my time and go over it a few times. You know that. I do get a much better result if I take my time. You don't want to hit it with too much heat in one spot. You'll just get caterpillars and you'll get a huge colony of cells coming up rather than just a few cells, and it looks as if they're kind of floating if you get cells with space around them rather than being too close together and then them all bumping into each other. You guys have been following me, you know that. You know how I like my cells to be. But if you want your cells to be bumping into each other and the whole canvas pretty much full of cells, well, that's fine too. I prefer some background. See, I got too close there. I'm getting caterpillars. Okay, I think I'll leave that. I've got enough cells. And because my mix was thicker, the cells are really quite nice and small. They're staying in their nice shape. I'm going to take you up and have a look. Never done this before. Taking a little canvas up to you. Oh, let's have a look. I just want you to see these little cells. See how pretty they are? And they're multicoloured. Whoops, I'm dripping paint off the edge. I'm going to get back down. Must have had it on a bit of an angle. All right, not such a good idea, Julie. All right, you guys. It's crunch time. Let's do this. I'll go off this way first because that's the little blobby bit there where the paint kind of dripped in from the edge of the cup. So don't mind getting some of that off. May have to go and get a corner catcher. Unless I can just push the paint into the corner. Should have got a corner catcher. I'll go and get one. Here's one I prepared earlier. I just wipe them down and reuse them. Just a bit of cardboard. And then tip it back again. Don't let go until you've taken the weight of the paint back again. Otherwise it's all going to fall over there. Now the weight of the paint's down this end of the canvas. So I'm going to do this corner next. And I'll just turn it around. Oops. So that it's facing you. Okay, take the weight of the paint back to the middle, and I'm going to change directions. I hope I've got enough. It's really, really thick. Much thicker, as I said, than I would normally use. Instead of a little mound on a little mound, it's a big mound on a little mound. A big mound on a big mound. Now, because I've put the corner catcher there and pushed the cells back, it's kind of given me this weird shape. No, I'll leave that for now. I don't want to tip too much off because then I might not have enough paint to come all the way over here again. Really, really enjoying doing these one big flip cups. I still like doing my stripies, which, you know, I'll do 3 cups on this size and get my stripies. But if I just want a nice blended background, I'm happy just to do the 1 cup. Okay, nearly there. 3 down, 1 to go. And this is where I had the few caterpillars coming up because I got too close with my torch. Just aiming the paint for that last corner. May let some of it run off. We'll see. See what happens. Okay, that's all of that done. We're covered. Woohoo! Okay, now, do I want to take a little bit off? I think I'll just take a little bit off, just because they're a bit big there, some of those cells, and there's a lot of that turquoise in that one corner. Can you guys hear the cockatoo? It's probably Scruffs. He's been out there this morning. Okay, you guys. Look, 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 look. It's not split. Yay! Yay! How exciting. Oh my gosh. I've been waiting so long for this. Thank you, Global. Whoever's been changing your recipe for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What am I going to do with all my old blue now? I'm going to have to just throw it out. Woohoo! Happy, happy, happy. And that is a really pretty painting, isn't it? It's really pretty. Happy with that. And I got good sized cells. I'm not going to torch again, even though I've got some, you know, blank areas there. That's okay. It's just background. I like having some background. Some of these, you know, are a bit big, but no, let's not fiddle, she says as she fiddles. Let's just see if I can open up this. It's a little bit small. Let's just see what I can do with this paint. See, it's nice and thick, so I can actually throw it around the canvas more than I would if it's a really thin mix, because you can't do that. I just want to get some of that turquoise off. And open up the middle a little bit. And back again. I always like to bring it back to the center. You don't want to leave all your paint sort of on one side. Okay, that's it. Done like a dinner. Love it. Okay, where's my little tool? And I haven't got those stripy bits on the edges there because I didn't pour any extra paint on. I just used all my paint to go over the edges, so I've got really pretty corners. And I'm still learning. Every day when I do a pour, I'm still learning. It's only recently that I've discovered I should just do the one big cup. Yeah, and just tilt over your corners. I don't like putting extra paint on the edges, on the sides, on the corners. It's always maybe a bit stripy, and you end up tipping it off anyway. So, all right, I'm a happy girl. So glad that they finally fixed that issue with the cool blue. I'm gonna make up all new colours now. I'm just going to have to throw out all my old blue and make up new colours. And I can be guaranteed that it's not going to split. Because also, you know, when I'm doing my workshops, you know, people are paying good money to come and paint with me, and then they go home with a painting that's got split paint in it. So from a business point of view, it's not good. So I'm so glad that it's fixed now. All right, let's take down. Look at those white rings around the cells. Never used to really see the white a lot. It used to get lost, but I've got really pretty rings around the cells. Alrighty, I'll have to try this with some new colours. Actually, the other thing I probably need to do is try these same paints without the flow aid. Because I'm just assuming it was the global that have got the act together and fixed it, but it may have been the flow aid. I think it's actually a combination of both. In reality, as I said, and you saw the paints, the cool blue is much thicker, so I think they've maybe added more pigment to it. It's certainly not as watery as it used to be. So there's that, and then there's the flow aid that I think's also really helped. It's a binder, it's an acrylic binder, so it helps with the pigments. Because when you're adding water to paint, it really thins out your pigments and they kind of break. So the flow aid stops that from happening. So I'm hoping that's what's going on here. All right, enough talking. I'm going to go and get ready and get my hair done. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. I'm excited. Bye for now.